What's up, everybody? Welcome to Day Trade with Zay. I'm Isaac, and this is the trade breakdown for today, February 8th, 2022. And so let's get right into it. Basically, over the last few days, we've seen that prices stayed under this resistance to support level and respected this previous golden zone ILC more than a couple times, right? It's like the fifth rejection at least, right? And I thought we would see a breakup yesterday, break up to the upside, and push up through here, up to these levels here. But price actually rejected, came back down. We were able to catch 92 pips at this level. And then as price broke down, I was able to catch a trade to the downside with a perfect golden zone ILC here. That we were able to ride down for 133 pips. So after seeing that, price essentially just stayed on a downtrend after that, right? You see the higher high, lower low, lower than this low, lower high, lower than this one, lower low, lower high, lower low. So price is, clearly in a downtrend at this time. And I was thinking of putting in some buys just because I knew this area was strong, but I didn't want to go against the trend. I say it every time. The trend is your friend, and you never want to go against it because, last year around this time, we were in a similar situation where price is kind of coming down. And I remember specifically just putting in buys in a seller's market. And, the biggest mistakes you can make in putting in sales in a buyer's market. It's possible. You can definitely catch them. And I've caught some here. I've done it a few times when I got the confirmations to do so, or when I'm, willing to risk it. But for the most part, especially the first trade, I never really want to go against the trend. So knowing that, I had drawn out this area, drew out the fib from here down to the downside, seeing that we had a nice golden zone ILC right here in this resistance to support level. So seeing that, I thought this was definitely a possibility. It can push up from this area up to this side here. But another thing that I've seen is that the 15-minute 50 EMA and the 20 EMA were coming through, right? And we could see price respecting the 20 EMA. And I knew that there was a good chance price could respect this 50 EMA as well. And what even made me more ecstatic to go ahead and take this trade is that when you drop the Fibonacci from here to here, right, from this most recent high to this most recent low, once you do that, you get a clear ILC right here, right? Clear 15-minute, 5-minute, right? 3-minute, right? And 1-minute IOC. So that's 4 confirmations, 5, 6 confirmations right there, especially if it's coming up at kill zone time, right? So knowing this, I basically was going to trust that, with the 15-minute 50 EMA, along with the other confirmations from my retrace, that we would see a push to the downside right here, at least to this level. With the good risk to reward, I drew this out like this here. This is exactly what it was, my stop loss and everything that up to this point right here. And yeah, it was a decent risk to reward. 1 to 3, you want to have at least that. And I thought it was a nice trade to take. If you can, if you have the right lot size, 80 pips can be a lot. 80 pips with the 0.05 is $400. So knowing that, I knew that price was essentially in our favor to go ahead and take this trade, and if it didn't, it would push up to our next level where we would take a sell as well. But let me go ahead and show you what happened right here. You could see that. Actually, let me actually take it back real quick. You know what? We could go from here. So right here at 6:30 open, we seen price was rejecting this 79% ILC right here. Rejected it a few times here, came back, rejected it again, and I knew there was a good chance it would reject it again at this point, right? At open to push up to the upside. But I knew that this was my trade, right? We're not going to take the buy up here. We're going to just take the sell. And but one thing that I seen, I waited, 633 came around, or 632. Price came up quickly and rejected the IOC, right, the bottom of it. I really wanted to take the trade up here, but I seen this rejection right here, and I thought, okay, perfect, price can come down, and this is the move right here. Put in the trade. Eventually price came down. I thought it would break below it because of the strength and how fast it was coming, but it rejected it, pushed up to the upside, stopped me out, right? Once it stopped me out right here, I seen another opportunity. I seen a huge rejection, and it's kind of hard to tell right there, but you can see the huge rejection on this candle right here, right? After I seen that, I entered another sell, thinking that, okay, price, a lower high, price is going to come down now. That was an obvious mistake. Coming from this level, I seen that price was pushing up, and I actually took myself out of the trade. I had it at 40 pips, and I took myself out of the trade just because I thought, it'd be better, right? But let me just show you what happened. Whoops, I had that going too quick. So as price shot up, took myself out of the trade, and I was explaining on the live stream, what's going on with price. Then I seen another huge engulfing candle right here, right? Put in another sell because I wanted to trust the bias that I had. Put in another sell, and at that point, move my price got me, pushed up again, and I'm thinking, okay, price is going to push up, from this area, especially when I seen this candle right here. Got stopped out again by myself. So I took 2 unnecessary losses, right? All I needed to do was to push my stop loss up a lot higher, right? Essentially, I had it just evenly right here. Price actually pushed up above that. So as it did that, I took myself out twice. Then I actually entered the trade after I seen price come up to retest these levels. After I seen it come up to retest these levels, I thought, okay, actually, at this point, this is a lot of revenge trading. And, I try not to do that, taking losses, and, every time you need to go ahead and step away from the computer at that point, toss your phone and, just take it for what it is. But sometimes you get caught up in it, and I knew that this trade was good, and when I seen the confirmation showing me that it was coming down to my levels, I just didn't manage the trades correctly. I didn't have enough room on my stop losses. So it's a lot of correctable things, but something you definitely got to learn from. But I did enter the trade cleanly right here. I put in a bigger lot size. I had a 0.1 in there, and just trying to make my money back, revenge trading, right? And let me show you what happened from here. I jumped in after it pushed up again. Seen price push down. I was excited about that. But I knew that price had to break this 50 EMA right here. The 1 minute had obviously crossed over already. And I think on the 5 minute it did too. Oh, no, not yet. So on the 1 minute it crossed over on us, right? And I thought price had to break it. And you could already see there was, one rejection here. And let me just go ahead and show you how it played out. You see that price comes down, pushes up again, scaring me, right? I had my stop loss above there now. So I had actually committed to putting my stop loss above this wick right here. So seeing that price is doing that, got another confirmation, multiple rejections. And unfortunately, I couldn't hold the trade. I seen price come down right here. I thought it was going to reject again. And with that 0.1 in there, I just didn't want to be greedy. I wanted to get back into break even and, say, okay, at least you weren't down 200 plus for the day. So able to, get some money back, go back into profit. And I was excited about that. But, you got to commit to the trade. The trade was already planned out. We already had our confirmations. We knew what it can do. This was our plan for the trade, was to catch these 80 pips. But let me show you what price did. It eventually just continued down to the downside. Multiple rejections right here. So I thought price was going to push up, but it didn't. You could see that rejections. I seen the wicks at the bottom, not necessarily the top. And yeah, so I took the trade out, and I actually didn't catch 330. That's impossible because it was more like 280. But price comes down, pushes to our level, right? We could have caught even more than 80 pips. If we held our trade, we could have been up at, 94 pips. So, 94 pips. And then I actually wanted to show you, well, just to go ahead and explain the trade, finish this off. With the trade, I did a lot of, with my trading day today, I did a lot of things wrong. I broke a lot of my rules. Wasn't patient enough to see price come up into my zone. Over traded, was getting excited, getting scared, right? Pulling myself out of trades because I thought price was going to break through to the upside. So, not, it's that simple saying, plan the trade, trade the plan. And, if I would have just traded the plan, I would have seen, a really profitable day, but I didn't. So with that being said, you get, even though you're right, and I said this on the Instagram, these are the ones that hurt, is when everything you committed to for the trade was right, but you didn't do everything you could in your power to make it happen. You know what I mean? You didn't execute the trade the way that you needed to. So those are the ones that hurt. Like when you take a loss, you could take a loss, right? Because it's just a loss. You were wrong. But when you're right and you don't execute, those are the ones that hurt. So, with that being said, I actually want to show you guys what happened right here. I stepped away from the charts, and I seen that price was actually making, let me actually show you here. I missed all this stuff. I stepped away from the charts, wanted to get my head out of that space and just see what price, come back to it later tonight to go ahead and do the video. But let me actually show you this, because I noticed this on my, when I was doing my trade journal. Price comes down, respects this 79% area again, right? Multiple rejections here at this area. Comes down, respects this area again. But look at what forms. The beautiful W, right? And that's something that we used over here, right? Where is it at? When I took these trades right here, I took this trade knowing that there was somewhat of a W forming right here, but also on a bigger time frame, boom, W pushing up to the upside. So when I say that W formation off of a key level, it's very important, because it happens. It comes up, forms somewhat of a W, and pushes up to the upside. So as price pushed up to the upside, I didn't see any of this. I was away from the computer. But let's go ahead and get to the point. Price moved up, formed that W, broke through the IOC that we had, right? And pushed up to this upside. And this IOC up here has had multiple rejections already, right? We've already seen at least 5 rejections, 6 rejections, right? So I noticed this, but I noticed price was moving up into this zone, and I wanted to see what it did. I noticed when price was up here. I seen it, but I knew I couldn't take any trades at this point. Stayed away from the PC all this time. Stayed away from my phone and MetaTrader this entire time. But right about on this next push up, let me show you. So here you see price push up, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, right? It's quick, it's fast, it's nothing crazy, right? But I seen it. Boom, little break right here. Then it pushed up, created a higher high, broke above this, right? Broke completely above the zone. So I thought price was going to fly up and just continue to push up to the upside. Then, as price continued to move, it continued to come down to the downside. It is a higher high, higher low, higher high. Right about here is when we see the formation, right? You see the left shoulder, head, and you can see what can possibly be the right shoulder and come down, right? And my thinking was this is beautiful, right? Right outside of the IOC. It'll come back up, possibly to this IOC here, reject it, and come back down to the downside. The reason I had my take profit at this level was that there was a nice IOC right here, along with, you know, the 5-minute 50 EMA closing in. Let's see what happens. Oh man. Let's see if we could get it back. Okay, there we go. So price broke above. I had entered the trade right here. Entered it as soon as I seen it come up to this area. I entered my sells. I actually had 3 sells. I took one at this level, took one at this level, and took one at this level. Severely over trading, right? Breaking all my rules again. But I just liked what I seen right here. So as I seen that, and it looked a lot cleaner on my MetaTrader 4 as well. Price broke down to the downside. We needed it to break through here, and broke through there. I took all my profits around 60, 64, 68, somewhere around here, and waited for the trade to come back down. I held through all this too. So I was fully committed to having my stop losses above here and taking the trades. So eventually price came down, and I was able to go ahead and profit at this level. So hit my targets, was up, you know, decent for the day. I had 3.04s in here. I mean 3.03s in here. So those were decent lot sizes to go ahead and take to the downside and profited. And that was basically how we ended the day. So price came down a little bit more, but not too much more. And you could see here, oh yeah, it wasn't that one, it was the 15-minute 50 EMA was creeping up on it. And then you've seen the 5-minute IOC right here. So me knowing that that was there, and right here I was actually just happy with profits, but me knowing that this was here, resistance, could be used as support and push up. And let me just show you what price did from there. Tapped into this level, right, this IOC, resistance to support, and pushed up tremendously. And now it's sitting up above, somewhere up here right now. But yeah, that's basically what happened today. Price, I was not my best self. I wasn't a great trader today. I wasn't a great follower of my own rules today. I was still profitable, but in the long run, those days can hurt me. So definitely a learning experience. Just, you know, can't be over trading like that. Today it worked, but you know, like I said, it's not like that every day. So. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure to tune in tomorrow, 6:15 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll be live streaming. I'll break it down for you while I'm taking these trades, what I'm looking at, and yeah, we'll have the trade breakdown after that. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure to go ahead and follow the Instagram at DayTradeWithZay. Also, make sure to go ahead and like, subscribe, comment. You guys see anything that you disagree with, go ahead and put it down there in the comments. We all need some teachable moments, including myself. So, again, thank you, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.